Let's be real. Tackling debt in search of debt freedom is hard. So I want to share what the hardest part of our debt-free journey was. Hey guys, it's Allison. Welcome back to my channel where I share all about our financial journey and give you tips and tricks to reach financial freedom. If that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you scroll down and press that red subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming videos. So if you're new here, a quick history of us is that my husband Aaron and I paid off $125,000 worth of debt in 28 months. We followed Dave Ramsey's baby steps to help us reach that goal, and we are continuing to work through the baby steps in order to reach financial freedom. Our debt consisted of car loans, student loans, credit cards, solar panels on our house, and a patio in our backyard. And through sacrifice, intentionality, budgeting, working as a team, we paid off all of that debt, $125,000 in 28 months. That's about 2.5 years. Saying it sounds like a short period of time. Living it did not feel that way. So after we finished paying off our debt, we worked towards saving our emergency fund, which is Dave Ramsey's baby step 3, and we finished saving that the beginning of September 2019. So we've been on this financial journey for over 3 years now, and a lot has changed. I started realizing recently that the phase that we're in right now, we just finished baby step 3, we're starting to work towards baby step 4, saving our retirement, and baby step 6, paying off our house. We're skipping baby step 5 because it's saving for our kids' college, and the 4 cats that we have do not need to go to college. They are smart enough. So 4 and 6 are the baby steps that we're on now. And going into those baby steps, I'm realizing that we are starting to run into all new challenges. So each baby step has made us have to deal with new challenges. And so kind of working through our current challenges made me think about what are some challenges that we dealt with during our debt-free journey. And it made me think about one of the hardest things that we had to deal with during our debt-free journey. And that was learning to say no. When we started our journey, we were yes men. We said yes to everything. We did everything. Although, I mean, there were some things that we didn't do, but we accepted most invitations. We went out to meals. We went on trips. We did all of these things without really even thinking about the financial ramifications of it. We just did it. And when we started our debt-free journey, we quickly realized that that wasn't going to work anymore. We could not fit every single thing that we were invited to do into our budget, and we had to learn how to say no, and it hurt. It was kind of like feeling the pain of our instant gratification later. So it was like delayed pain due to instant gratification. So like in the past, we were saying yes to everything, instant gratification, we were doing all the things we wanted to do, and now we had to pay for that, aka pay for our debt that living that way created. So this is something that I hear many people struggling with as they're going through their debt-free journey. So I thought I'd give some tips of how we overcame this during our debt-free journey, because I mean, it's still hard. We still say no to things, but it has gotten so much easier over time because of these things that I'm about to share. So first and foremost, we remind ourselves of our goals daily, usually, like sometimes multiple times a day. We talk about our goals and we know what they are, and we remind ourselves of the goals. So there's no question about what we're working towards. So if we are invited to dinner and we feel tempted to go, but it's not on the budget and we just didn't plan on it, we have to remind ourselves that these are the things that we have to plan for and we have to prepare for, and we can't just live this willy-nilly life of doing all the things that we wanted to do if we want to reach our goals. If we don't want to reach our goals, sure, let's go to all the dinners and do all the events, but that's not going to help us reach our goals. So taking that pain of being like, man, sorry, we just can't fit that in right now, feels better when we remind ourselves of what we're working towards. So next, I think the biggest thing that helped me, I don't know if it helped Aaron as much, but for me, sharing what we were working towards with other people drastically helped. So in the beginning of our journey, we didn't really tell people what we were working towards. It was, okay, we're trying to figure out our finances. So sorry, we can't go. We're working towards some stuff. But then about 6 months in, I decided I'm just gonna start telling people what we're doing. We have a ton of debt. We're trying to pay off our debt. This is what we're working towards. You probably have debt too. You probably can't be going on all of these trips and dinners as well. So maybe you should do this with us. And by sharing that with people, not only has our journey helped people get started, help people stay motivated, but also it's helped people understand why we just can't be the people that always say yes anymore. And it's helped people understand it and be okay with it. And that helps us not feel as guilty when we have to say no. Kind of going hand in hand with that is when people know what we're working towards, we can be honest and say, we're on a budget and going out to dinner tonight is not in our budget, or going to this concert is not in our budget. If you would have told me about this a week before, or if you would have told me about this last month, I could have fit it into the budget, but I just can't do things with no notice. And I've had those conversations with people. And if you're honest and straight to the point and nice, like don't be mean about it, but nicely tell people, the way I live my life is on a budget that I set before I spend my money, and I can't fit things in without any notice. So if you want me to do something, you need to give me some notice. And I told people that, and not only has it helped me plan things better, but it's made saying no in that moment a little bit easier. Sometimes when we had to say no to things, I would use the strategy of offering a cheaper suggestion. So someone invites me out to eat and I just can't afford that. How about you come over for dinner instead? I'll make dinner. I'll make a multiple course meal that will be cheaper than if we went out to dinner. You bring wine, I make food. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't do things. It just means sometimes you can't do all the expensive things. And offering other suggestions helps keep you feeling connected to people and connected to being able to do things, but not all the expensive things. Finally, most importantly, in order to help us feel better about saying no sometimes, is we said yes sometimes. We put in the budget being able to do things. So we put in the budget going out to eat. If someone gave me notice for something that was reasonable, like I'm not gonna go to a concert that cost me $300, but if there was a concert that, for example, I went and saw Hanson during my debt-free journey, because how many times do you get the chance to see Hanson, right? They sang MMMBop at the concert and I was living. Anyways, I think the concert was like $30 and I knew about it like 6 months in advance. So I budgeted $30 for Hanson tickets and I went and saw Hanson and it was okay. I could have said no. It was $30 that didn't go towards debt, but I was able to do things that I enjoyed with advance notice, with budgeting. I could fit in things that I wanted to do. So if you're like many of us out there who are struggling with learning how to say no, I hope that some of these tips might help you feel less guilty and less bad about saying no to things and working towards your bigger financial goals. Also know that you are not alone in the struggle of saying no. And there are lots of us out there who are used to saying yes and are now saying no. And it's an emotional struggle that you just have to work towards, and you don't have to work towards it alone because we're all in this together. Sing that High School Musical song. We're all in this together. I'm not gonna sing right now. If this is something that you have overcome during your debt-free journey or financial journey, whatever it is, leave me a comment down below and let me know what are some tips that you have. And that way, if there are other people out there that are struggling with this, they can look through the comments and see what kinds of tips other people have. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I will see you next time. Bye.